Hey everyone, today I wanted to really talk about this, and it's the difference between Shopify dropshipping versus these other platforms that we dropship on. Because I always get questions about the types of services that and all this stuff about dropshipping. So I wanted to just make this clear. I made a cool little PDF or Google Sheet, Google Doc, just to kind of like break down so you guys can have a visual on the two different things. Okay. There's probably a lot of videos out there just like this, but I had to do it personally so you guys can get my perspective on what we're building, the types of business models we know how to do, and where do you fit in best? Okay. Because I think dropshipping is one of the simplest business models to start, low risk, not too much money up front. But yeah, you got to put in the work just like any business. You got to put in some work. So it's not no like plug it in and then it's just gonna everything's just gonna be exploding and everything's gonna be great. It takes some work, takes a lot of patience, and also a lot of focus and due diligence. But once you can get a system built, and even long term, if you want to scale and hire the right people to be able to fit into certain positions once you built it up, then you can do that. But what I wanted to share with the difference between Shopify and then drop shipping on, for example, Facebook Marketplace, Offerup, Amazon, et cetera, all these other third-party platforms. Before I used to drop ship on eBay, that's kind of how I got started in the third-party platform drop shipping space. And then I've done a lot of different Shopifys. I have one drop shipping store right now. I did a lot last year. I was scaling that a lot, and then I kind of stopped it because I had so much stuff going on. But I think both business models are great. Shopify, if you have money, that's great. If you have money for advertising, it's the best way to scale. The other one is if you don't know too much or you're not too confident in running paid advertising on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, all these other platforms, I would start with this other business model. And then that's why, as I'm shooting this video 18 months ago, I started a mastermind around Amazon dropshipping. You guys can get the info for that below. I'll probably link that below if you guys want. You guys get a 7-step video course on how to do that, all for free. You just opt in. But let me go ahead and just share the difference. And if you guys have questions, you guys can drop it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer. Cool. Let's do this. So if you guys look right here, this is Shopify. So I just did some pros and cons. All right. So here's some pros. You own the domain and platform, meaning you can't get banned on it. For example, you can get banned on like Amazon, because you're not allowed to drop ship on Amazon. I get that question a lot. So you have to play within Amazon's rules. But with Shopify, you can drop ship on this platform because it's your own domain, your own website. What I like about it is it's low monthly overhead for the shop, so it's 29 bucks a month. Okay, not too expensive as opposed to actually having a physical store where it's a couple $1,000s plus all that extra stuff. This one, just to have a store, $29 a month. You get to brand your store, which is amazing, right? Because it's on your own domain. And there's higher margins if you brand the products correctly. That's why branding is so big. You could see, for example, like these big brands like Jordan, Supreme, and all these bigger brands and North Face, they're able to jack up their prices because it's just branded. Here's some cons, okay? Some cons about it is you got to figure out how to get traffic to the store. And this is the biggest thing is not many people are marketers or people know how to get traffic to the store, right? The average person that wants to start a business and learn online, this is going to be the biggest thing is how do I get traffic? Here's what's amazing. People always send me their websites and tell me, oh, what do you think about this website? Is it good? I literally just had somebody right now show me and it was like a tank website. Brother, if you're watching this, God bless you. Okay. And he was just like, you've been doing this for so long. What can I do to improve to get sales? I'm like, well, you need to learn how to do marketing. You need to know how to market, pay an influencer, get people to rock the gear or it's either paid marketing. And then this person had a t-shirt brand. Guys, t-shirt brands are the easiest to start. Those print on demand. Anyone can literally start a Shopify, slap a logo or design on a shirt, a tank top, on anything, and then just put it up on a shop and then ask, why isn't it converting? Well, because anyone could start this. Anybody can build a POD. Now it's really about finding some trending products. And I'm really big about that, finding trending products, finding a niche where there's literally an audience that you can serve and you can find a problem to a need that's attached to a product, not just any piece of clothing anymore. You're trying to compete with all these other clothing brands, and clothing brands take time to build. And it's interesting. Let's say you're building it from the ground up. It still takes time to build. Most of your profits in any type of clothing niche, clothing brand, you're gonna literally pour it right back into the business to grow it even more, to pay more influencers, to allow you to, let's say you don't want to do print on demand and you want to get high quality tea. It's all about quality and the whole customer journey. That's me. That's what I got to talk about when it comes to t-shirt lines. Okay, everyone wants to start a t-shirt line. Anyone wants to. Anyone and everyone can start a t-shirt line. Okay, is what I'm saying. But it takes somebody to be able to go into a niche, start a branded store. Let's say you want to go into the fitness niche and you want to start selling, I don't know, these bands or things like those, those things that massage you, whatever that is. Those are a little bit more unique than having to sell a shirt, okay, with a design on it. It's just how it is. Unless you have an audience, unless you have influence, unless you have an influencer that has built trust with their audience, they don't buy just the clothing line. They buy what that person recommends, and that builds the trust. Sorry if I have to go on that rant, but I just got to be real with y'all because marketing is big for any type of store. Okay. That was my point. Number two is you most likely have to pay for marketing to scale. Not everybody has, like, they don't want to spend $1,000, $2,000 to just test. And if they don't make their money back after 2, 3,000, they quit. They're done. And one, you might just not be good at marketing. Two, you might not have, built it up correctly, there's a lot of things that the product just might not be the fit. And not enough people have that high risk tolerance to be able to invest, to keep investing, to find a winning product, to pretty much invest in themselves. Everyone wants to get the hit, right? Everyone wants to get the success, but they're not willing to go through the downfalls. And a lot of what people struggle with is learning how to do marketing, learning how to do any type of traffic source. You need it because it's a domain on its own. How is anybody going to know about your website, about like healthyfitnessforyou.com? Ain't no one going to know about that. It's not going to be ranked at the top of Google the moment you create that thing. Like, it needs to be SEO'd out. There's a lot of things on building a brand on a separate domain. So this is really the con on doing it on a Shopify platform. Everyone's like, yeah, it's as simple as just getting one or two trending products. And then how do you market it? What are your creatives looking at? What are you targeting? Right? How are you branding the store? It's a lot to think about, guys. And then the last thing is, you got to build your own store. This is both a pro and a con, but the average person, they build their own store, they get their own website, they have an email, right? They build an email list or whatever. They have to have their own email domain, because you don't want, healthyfitnessforyou@gmail.com. That you already look like you're lowballing, like you ain't even a real company. Like, everyone knows you're just starting out of your room, which there's brands that literally start out of garages and rooms that are online, but they look so effective. They look like they have 100 people, or 10, at least a 10, 20, 50 people company, because they brand so great. And that's why I put it right here. It's a pro, because you can brand your own store if you're really good at it. And then all the different apps that run with it. So this is Shopify. Okay. This is Shopify drop shipping. The biggest thing I always tell people is it's going to take money to be able to market the product. And let's say it's a product that doesn't hit. You didn't do good product research methods, right? Then you're done. You're done, like, straight up. And you have to keep testing. I tested so many products, thousands and thousands and thousands of bucks, lost a lot of money. But then I found a winning product, broke even on that, and I try to just get my money back. Okay. And I've been doing that for years with the Shopify dropshipping method. And there's a lot of different ways to win in this. It's just not my forte. I'd rather do a lot of sourcing. If you can find a supplier, AliExpress has suppliers that do USPS, that do faster shipping nowadays. So you guys can do that when it comes to fulfillment. Now let's talk about the other side, which is my second option. Offerup, Facebook Marketplace, Amazon, etc. These third-party platforms. Offerup has been blowing up. Facebook Marketplace, and I have a video on Offerup. You guys literally look up RC Simon Offerup, Offerup drop shipping. I literally shared just a little bit foundation on that, and you guys can go back into that video, share with you guys a little bit more on how that actually works. Here's some pros. Great way to learn with very minimum risk. No need to spend money on advertising. It's free traffic because the traffic is searching on these platforms. I've been teaching a lot of Amazon. If you guys want, like I said, you guys can get my free 7-step course. Just opt in below. And then there's no cost to start or own a store. You can literally just go on Facebook Marketplace. All you need is a Facebook account. You can literally go on Offerup. You don't even need to pay. Amazon, you don't need to pay. You pay per sale. Or you could do the $40 a month method. Okay. I do the $40 a month because I have multiple products. But if you were just starting off and you literally don't want to pay anything, boom. The thing about Amazon is it takes time to get accepted into their processes and into their systems. Okay. That's the only thing with Amazon. So here's some cons. Okay. So the pros is this is what I like. You literally find a product on any supplier. Your supplier could, for example, just be like eBay. You could literally take eBay, take Walmart. You can post that exact product onto these third-party platforms, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, for a higher, like 10, 20, $30 more. And then let's say someone buys it off OfferUp. You literally ship it to them straight from that supplier, straight from Walmart, straight from eBay, directly to your customer. And that's it. And you make a profit. And you don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to run ads. I mean, they have advertising on those platforms, but you don't have to do that. You could literally just, all you got to do is just keep listing more products, and then people will reach out, people will message you, you'll get sales, boom, you make the difference. And also, it's interesting because I have a testimony. I'm going to show you guys this. I wish I actually showed it, but or it's in my testimonies tab. But it's so interesting. This dude's a 13-year-old, and he watched my drop shipping video on OfferUp, and he made, I forgot how much he made. It was like 20, I think it was like $20. But I think about it, I probably should have had this ready. It's right here. Oh, I didn't put it in the tab. I'm not gonna take some time to find it. Maybe I'm gonna just post it later. But he literally made $20, and I posted on my story, and then people are like, "What?" This girl was like, "Hey, I'm 17. I didn't know you could do this." I'm like, "Yeah, well, this dude's 13, and he made his profit." This is what he did, and then he drop shipped it from a major platform and sent it to the customer, and that's it. And you could, if you guys have credit, you could build credit off this. But what I like about this model is you can literally learn how to build a business, systems, processes, customer service, fulfillment, learning how to manage money, profits. Like, there's all these sheets for it. And then here's some cons. Okay. Suppliers might run out of stock. There's no tracking. For Amazon, I teach this. There's like different tracking software so that if the supplier runs out, it'll zero it out, and then it'll zero it out on your Amazon listing. Because Amazon, you can scale that thing to the roof. Suppliers might run out of stock. Tracking needs to be on time. So you have to put in tracking, or else it'll dock you late for like Facebook, Amazon, and OfferUp. You got to use their own tracking. So there's a certain way to do that to be able to drop ship from OfferUp. I literally share that on my OfferUp dropshipping video. And you can get banned or kicked off on these platforms anytime, so you don't own it. Shopify, that's your domain, your store, you own that. You'll rarely get banned. Like, I know people that got banned for certain other things. I think it's just Facebook accounts, and very rare. But here, I have people that got banned, for example, from Amazon because it's against their terms of service, their TOS. So you can get banned or kicked off anytime. And then you got to list every day and checking items and stock and pricing. So every day, I mean, that's part of the process of building this business. We're like, hey, instead of you having to run traffic, scale a product and just let the ads do its thing, you have to list every day. You have to check, because what happens is if the item does go out of stock and you sell it, you got to go find it somewhere else, and it might not be cheap somewhere else, right? And then also you got to check the pricing. They always change the pricings on these platforms. Like, for example, Amazon, if you notice, Amazon's always changing their pricings like all the time. A few cents up, a few dollars low. However, and it's fluctuating on all these third-party platforms. And then also another con is obviously lower profit. I'm gonna write that. Lower profit. Because you're drop shipping from these types of other sellers. And the reason why you want to do it quick is because you're competing. Like, for example, Amazon Prime, 2-3 days. But what's cool about Walmart is they ship quick. They offer some things where it's like 2 day shipping plus free, right? So we could be able to compete with Amazon, and that's what's so amazing about all these other suppliers. So I hope this makes sense. Choose your hard. Okay, they're both going to be very, I don't want to say they're too hard, but they're challenging. There's always going to be challenges in both businesses. There's customer service in both. Are you willing to spend a couple $1,000s in ads to find a product, build out a store, and take all that time? And in the end, let's say the product doesn't work, you got to scrap it, plug in another product, and spend another few $100, test that thing and see if it works. But also, you have to be good at running ads and knowing how to target audiences, and maybe reaching out to influencers to do shout outs. And there's a lot on the Shopify side. Or are you willing to do it the lower risk, where it's more time? They both take time, but all this is just time every day. Because once this pops for Shopify, you can really scale that with just putting more money in. This one with Offerup, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon, you can't. It's always listing every day. It's literally a consistent flow of how to build this business. Or Shopify, it could just be like this, and then once you find that hitting product, it just zooms up, and you can literally scale that thing to the moon. So the question is, what are you willing to do? Look at the pros and cons. Let me know if this helped you guys. if you guys have questions, I can probably even just break it down even more. A lot of people have been reaching out to me about this stuff, so I wanted to kind of break it down in a super simple way. Hopefully that was simple. My mind's everywhere when it comes to talking about this because there's always the same questions over and over and over again. So I always want to answer it. So if you guys like this type of content we're dropping on this channel, you guys can like, subscribe, drop any comments, any questions you guys have, and I'll get back to those questions. So you guys have a great week. Be blessed, be encouraged. You guys take care. Bye-bye.